Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We are moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around
the onset of fall weather, Coach, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers. And a good effort on the return there gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Cam Newton getting set to go with this Panthers offense here for the first time. Cam coming off surgery on his shoulder in the offseason. Caused him to miss the final couple of games of the regular season last year. A disappointing end that saw the Panthers lose the last 6 of his starts after a 6-2 first half of the season. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, Newton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. And here now the offense for Carolina.
And they should come in pretty well rested because they had their open week last week. Ideally, all teams want to have that open week later in the year rather than this early. But you make do with what they give you. So you take the time off, rest up, heal up, and come in ready to play.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing again. Newton sliding out of the pocket. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. A look now at the starters on this 49er defense. They played really well in the win last week over the Redskins.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. From the gun, here's Newton. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Mike 58. Right there. I'm scared.
The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right. Hey, 4 down. Watch 81. Watch 81. Let's go. Hey, we got
On second down, it's Jones. He's got a first down or more inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
That's good for a 49er first down. First and 10 at the 27.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. All day, baby. Get it.
Second and 15. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 7.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Getting set to go again here, Cam Newton marches back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
On second down, it's Elliott. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. Steps away. He can run for it, and he will. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief. All the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession. No turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther first down. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Throwing on second and 8. Newton. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Dallas Goedert, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted to, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
58.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Sack there by Nick Perry, the outside linebacker. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. Cam fakes the give and keeps it. Here's a quick throw caught by Allen. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Elliott on 1st down, going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
On 2nd and 11 now. Newton, and he's going to keep it here. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 41-yard line.
Even at the age of 30, Cam says it's just a number. Still a real threat running the football. We all know about the touchdowns, but ran for 488 yards last season. That was 4th among all NFL quarterbacks. He can still tote the mail.
No running room for Zeke on 1st down as he'll maybe get a yard out of that. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, Elliott. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And that is incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game, because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. Defensively, it was Leighton Vander Esch up from his linebacker spot. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for the Niners. 52 yards. On first down, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. Watkins. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal.
Now. Go. 58, 58, Mike. 98. 58.
Now Jones. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now from the 7, here's second and goal. Here's a 2nd and 7. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue picks up his second sack of the afternoon. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And we spotlight Keenan Allen as he gets set to go back to work. Second quarter here, he has only 1 catch, but they have the lead. You got to think there's going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Well, so far, just the single catch. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Here's Jones. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get this.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Ronald Jones with touchdown number 12 on the year. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top 2 options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route. Worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? What a lot of offenses say, touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get 1 look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cam Newton getting ready to go again on offense. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, right? That's all on him. But he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great. Let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're
He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Hunter Renfrow, his third touchdown now on the year. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. They'll come out throwing here on first down. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he is the NFC rating offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to get.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Back to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. This complete to Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. And this is caught by Watkins. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 15-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
91.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Jakeem Grant in the final seconds of the first half. And the 49ers have retaken the lead.
Well, someone has a sense of the dramatic here, don't they? Scoring this late in the half to take the lead going into the locker room.
Now they just don't. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart.
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case here, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Let's go, D.
Back to throw here. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
Defense.
Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A big run that time by Elliott. 42 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. 10 carry now for Elliott. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Ezekiel Elliott, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. They were able to stop him at the line on 1st down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination. And they got it done on the 2nd try.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers.
Previous play is under review.
So problems here on special teams, and it was
After review of the play, the ruling on the field
the
is
San
reversed.
Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive? He's got him in, complete. It's a gain of 35. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Check 4, check 4. Go.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Jones. Tackle made there by Nick Perry. They're going to hurry back to the line now. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Caught by Jones. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us, Because they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they like some matchups that they had. Thought they could exploit them. Unable to do so on that play.
There's another field goal. His third of the game. Maybe not exactly what you're looking for, but does bring them level now.
I like how you put that in there. It brings them level, right? Because if you're talking about kicking, bringing that soccer analogy in, I love that one. I love that one a lot. You don't want to go for it on fourth down and come away with nothing, right? Go ahead and kick the ball. Make sure you get some points. Even if it's a safe call, I think it's the right call.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
It's caught by Funchess. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break up the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now, Newton. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
To throw on 3rd down. Newton drops it underneath. Elliott. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 43. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43. Throwing is Newton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Elliott.
Well, there's an example of patience being rewarded. Ran the ball on 1st down and got stuffed. Most people would scream, throw the ball here in this situation. They stayed with their roots, stayed with running the football, and they got rewarded.
He may try and run for this. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the 1st.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a 1st down.
He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a 1st down here. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. Caught here by Griffin. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Back now here in Santa Clara. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. They'll run with Elliott. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. Newton now to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Keenan Allen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And Carolina scores to cap it off. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness, one cut and he goes, that's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
And an alley to run. Room to run again. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
They get the all-pro guard there, Quentin Nelson. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That burst good for 20 and a first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool him on that play.
And this is caught by Watkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 17-yard line. They'll set up to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Grant. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen?
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
I see 47.
Able to push his way through. And he's got some space here. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Here's Newton. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he's able to bat it away.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with to have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Jones. 9 yards on the gain there, so from 2nd and 19, now we've got a 3rd and 10.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing it. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Nick Kwiatkowski. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Newton. And that is incomplete. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. And he uncorks a beauty, best of the day. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will take over at the 20. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
30 base.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Well, that's a good first step, but several steps still to go.
They still have time for the possible game-winning field goal. Time for them to be quick and hurry at the same time.
This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had, because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that could finish things off for them.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Trying to squeeze it in there at this stage of the game. You got to take some chances. Nice job to knock it away, though.
You're so right. Understanding where they are in the game, you've got to take that opportunity and maybe thread the needle. Unable to get it done there.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that. But
and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Newton. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. And it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And some room to run now. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play. To throw is Newton. Open is Swain, the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
It's just me and you.
Newton to throw. Funchess has it complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Newton. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The way he's thrown the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going after passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here's Matt Weil now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Now Newton, a dump off to Elliott. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Charles, any chance they go for it here?
I think that there's a chance. They have to consider it because of the way they played offense in this game. I mean, look at the scoreboard. Look at the points that they put up. They feel confident that they can keep it going. But the risk is, and the downside is, you don't get it here, you've set up your opponent in really good field position.
A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now back to throw. And this is caught. That's Watkins. The gain of 39 that time. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
On first down, Jones. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of 2 there, second down.
Brings up second and 12 at the Panthers' 27-yard line.
Here we go on second and 12. A dump underneath to Jones. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to fourth down. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. Okay, so interesting here. A field goal would win this thing, but the kicking team on the sideline, and they're going for it on fourth down. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down.
Kill. Can. Hey, team 6. X3. 218, chopper. Loaded.
36.
Hey.
Get wide. Jim.
Go.
They'll run on first down. Jones. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it. Because
and he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. To see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Niners, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they fall a game